Hey guys, welcome back to You're Watching Lou. Today we got an Aberrant Preach video. I don't really watch them that often. But whenever I watch them, they deadass have valid ass points to make. This is Andrew Tate self snitching hard on camera, and the judge denies his approval because of that video. You feel what I'm saying? I've been following Andrew Tate shit too, so that's why I'm here. I want to see what they gotta say. I want to see how he snitched. I just want to, you feel me, see how shit's progressing.
You can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing. And the victim says, the webcam? And he says, I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I use them to do other things, to move money or illegal things, documents. And I will never do that with you. If you aren't aware, Tate's in prison in Romania.
Yo, my nigga Andrew.
He's guilty.
What's up?
You guys remember us? We said wait till the evidence comes out and we'll find out. Well, a lot of evidence has been coming out. That prosecutor's office in Romania has been leaking a lot.
Word.
How can you be a prosecutor's office and leaking that much?
Let's always do it. They do it on purpose.
Yeah,
they
do.
leak what they want to the press. You have to understand.
It's a whole game.
It's a chess game.
Winning a case for them is not just winning a case. There's a lot of ego involved. These people want to win these big cases.
They want to.
When the FBI says it's got a 96, 98 conviction rate, the reason why is because they like that shit on their resume. They take on cases they know they're going to win, and they only put forth the case when they know they're going to win.
Facts.
And so this kind of thing right here, have you seen what they leaked?
That being said, though, Romania.
Listen,
I only say Romania ain't the U.S. government and the U.S. judicial system and legal team. Romania is not that elite. Of course, a country's team is going to be the most elite unit they could produce, but they're not America. So I don't know necessarily if you feel what I'm saying. But yeah, Andrew, looking GG's
they didn't
though.
prosecute Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate prosecuted Andrew Tate. My homie was self-snitching.
Word.
Oh, that bad.
Watch the tape.
That bad.
Watch the tape.
Trafficking, we have three things: force, fraud, or coercion. Force,
my nigga
that's
Bruce, didn't I react to this already?
Not being allowed to leave. Fraud, being kept there under false pretenses. If there's an element of fraud in the way that you are enticing somebody or keeping somebody in a particular position to work for you, and if it's in the sex business, that's sex trafficking or coercion. Let's kind of look at one of his very first videos.
I thought Aberrant Preach was going to be talking.
These are his words, not my words.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then making sure they give it all to you. Your goal is to inspire a girl to make money. So the way you're going to do that is you have to have some element of influence.
My fault of I sniffle a cough from
her respecting you, looking up to you, and her believing she needs you. And this is extremely important because at the beginning she will need you, but then she won't need you.
Facts.
But you have to keep that
dominance,
fallacy, keep that dream alive.
Fallacy. That's his word. And what is fallacy? Fraud.
Fallacy is tough. Fallacy is tough. I ain't gonna lie. I ran across a couple pimps in my day.
What a pimp does.
That's a pimp. That nigga Andrew. Wait, that nigga Andrew. That's a pimp.
In fact, no, it's not a completely different game. The psychological aspect is the same. She can't do this without you to ensure that she doesn't do it without you. In the beginning, she can, but there'll become a point she can't. But you being here, it synergizes this teamwork energy. We're gonna do this together. Yeah, you go on the camera. Don't worry, I'll talk to the guys. I'm gonna.
My only thing that let me
talk to them. We're a team. Happy, positive teamwork. There's no negative energy in this business.
You imagine you talking to this hot blonde girl and you webcam with her and you sending her messages and you find out it's actually just a bald-headed top G on the other side.
Tough.
You thought you was talking to a bitch named Mercedes. Turned out it's a nigga obsessed with Bugattis.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry.
Well, the reason why I'm having this face is because the amount I didn't realize how much foot and mouth could contain.
Oh, he's fucking up.
You see, but here's my thing, right? Let's say I run a Fortune 500 company. Let's say I'm Microsoft, right? and I'll use what's the name of the owner of the Clippers? Fuck. All right, let's just say I'm a person that work at Microsoft. I rise to the ranks. The new person, he rose to the ranks. I'm pretty sure the new CEO. Let's use him. Don't remember his name. Don't care. But let's say that nigga, right? At that point, isn't it in Microsoft's best interest to keep him incubated in Microsoft, because realistically, he can go run a lot of other companies, probably make a bigger salary than he is at Microsoft, or not even, if not necessarily a bigger salary, have a bigger role than he does at Microsoft. You feel what I'm saying? Though, like there's companies and there's jobs that it's the same thing. Where it's like when you come in, it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship. You guys kind of need each other. Someone might get to the point, the employee might get to the point where the employer is now more dependent on the employee than the employee is dependent on the employer. But it's still in the employer's best interest to try to coerce them into staying. Whether that be with raises, whether that be with more vacations, whether that be with a bigger share of the company. You feel what I'm saying? Or like there's ways to go around that. And isn't that type similar? I'm just playing devil's advocate. Like I understand what he just said sound crazy, especially because of what he's being accused for. We could just play this and be like, what are you talking about, Andrew? You feel what I'm saying? But there's ways to explain around that I think is like it's very ethical. Or if it's not ethical, it's like business ethical. Because a lot of the things business people do ain't ethical.
Well, they got all the receipts on this guy. And it gets worse.
You have to be positive. So by you typing for the girl, you maximize your money, and also she believes she needs you. You in Bitcoin. And this is amazing because you've all seen the thought audit shit that's going on. You've all seen the fucking legalities of banking. Trying to get money out of these sites into your bank without paying a shitload of tax is actually very difficult.
See, it's that whole avoiding taxes. And it's not legal to do that.
So in the last 6 months, Chatmate
again though,
the Bitcoin options. They'll pay you.
But again, isn't that what most companies try to do though? Like, and I understand he's talking about it in probably a shady way. And like Bill Gates wouldn't talk about it, or Jeff Bezos wouldn't say it in like the same particular way. But like, you feel what I'm saying? One second. Bill Gates wouldn't talk about it like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but he still would do the same exact thing of, I'm trying to get the most amount of my income untaxed. Like, I'm trying to just move that bitch over. That's most people. Again, just playing devil's advocate, because people, there's a way to explain around all of this.
Bitcoin. Tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So you don't need to pay tax to anybody. Tell your girl
that you're paying tax.
Because girls are lazy, and girls are stupid, and girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. It allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I give them 3, and I keep 7.
Okay.
They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes. So you're on 50%, we get to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50. So really you're paying 30, you tell them you're paying 50.
That's crazy.
The tax.
40%, Shorty, you thought taxes in Romania was 40%.
They don't leave you, they want to get fresh or whatever, print out some tax forms. I used to do this all the time. I used to print out some random tax forms and say, yeah, sign here, sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. You want to pay the tax or not? Ooh, okay, and they just sign away. They think something's happening. Something real's happening. Nothing's happening except me get rich, bitch.
So we started.
Nah, this nigga funny. Andrew funny, man. That's mad funny.
I mean, it's not a mission.
He did not admit to tax evasion. Again, every single working person tries their hardest to get the most of their money moved over to their bank account untaxed. Like, that's what everybody's trying to do, especially in a freelance work like a YouTuber, for example, or a business like an entrepreneur. Like, you're at that point getting pre-tax money. What can I do now to get this money that was pre-taxed untaxed still? I mean, untaxed, still untaxed, and moved into my account. What can we do? How can we move it? How can we, you feel what I'm saying? And like, that's realistically what it is. So I don't think he admitted to tax evasion. Fraud! He didn't build camera that he lied to these women that said it was 50-50 and it was 30-70. However, if that was never a contract that it was 50-50 and these are just verbal things, I don't know if it's fraud.
This is a course he's running. He's teaching people.
That's what he's
How to
teaching.
finesse bitches.
Doesn't mean he's doing that. Now. I'm just playing devil's.
Exactly.
It's a very
No, that's a
hard
fact,
job.
though. That's a fact.
I'm not.
No, that's an easy case. To me, that's an easy case to argue. Unless, again, you have things to
He said
compound
that's
on
what
the
he was doing
fact
with these
that
girls. That's what he said
this
he was
video,
doing.
this video alone can't get a conviction.
The
Not
women
like
saying
a good lawyer
he did
cannot
this
get
to us.
that. You feel me? What y'all talking about though?
What, you think they're going to look at the bank records and see that the money, he was paying them 50-50? What you think? Let's be honest.
But what does
If
that have to
someone
do with?
admits to what they're doing, just believe them.
But to his
But what does that have to do with fraud?
I got
bruh?
nothing.
I'll play the argument again. Sure, they can look at his account and see he never paid these young ladies 50-50. I'm not arguing. There's no argument to say that. Because out of his own mouth, he said it was 70-30. So I'm here to believe it was 70-30. However, if this was not a contractual agreement, and this was just, yeah, I'm paying 50-50, and the women then never looked at the lump sum of money they're making a year, how much of that is going in taxes, how much of that is then going to him and then her, that's their fault. Not his, that's not tax evasion, and that's not fraud. That's scamming niggas. You know, niggas scam niggas out of money every day, B? And you can't take them to court and be like, because the judge is going to look at you like, well, okay, were you sober? Yes. Were you on your right side, state of mind? Yes. Did you have the ability, if you wanted, did you even ask? Forget the ability. Did you ask to see documents? That's where it gets him. Because the way he's phrasing it is that the women never, like, women are so dumb they never ask to see this shit. They just believe what niggas say. That's the picture he's painting. And if that's the truth and they were never smart enough to ask for it and they just doing the thing, living life, you feel what I'm saying? Then that's not a crime. You're just dumb. Like, you just got finessed. Like, realistically, it's like me telling a stranger on the street, yo, give me $100, I'm gonna give you $200 back. Right? They give me the $100 and then I don't give them $200 and they take me to court. Just gonna be like, nigga, you ain't have to get a nigga $100. He ain't have you a gun. Same thing, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Just it's an easy case to argue.
So what you're telling me is that they got him on frauding the
But
girls
he is stupid.
and defrauding the government.
I mean,
Is
you
that
can
what you're
fraud
saying?
people.
I just want you guys to understand, like,
You can
just
fraud
here,
people that's
we're
not-
even going to the human track. Just right there. This man was stealing from the people that were working for him.
Right there.
That's what every
He
job.
didn't care.
That's what
He's like,
every
yeah, rich,
company
rich, fuck you.
does.
He didn't care. He was stealing from
Well, if he's making
if that's your job, how would
real quick again, if he's making $200K a month, right, and he's giving them 30%, 30% of $100K, that means they're getting $60K. They're getting rich too. $60K a month is a lot of goddamn money. They're not getting as rich as him. He never said I was getting you as rich as me. He said I made bitches rich and I got rich. Again, just playing devil's advocate. And if my employer did this to me, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the times there's a lot of ways that employers get over you. Like, being honest, having a minimum wage and like working, like, New York minimum wage is $15. Having a set $15 an hour pay scale, that's taking advantage of you. You don't think they're making like, if off of the hour I work, you don't think I'm making the company more than $15? Or what's 50% of $15? $30? Like, if you think I'm only making them $30 in that hour? Like, if I'm a cashier, for example, I was a cashier for a long time, worked at Home Depot. I bring up in 10 minutes, I can bring up someone's shit that costs $2,000, $3,000. Bunch of people's shit, ring that all up. I'm getting paid $15 an hour. The company's getting what, 90% of the money? 95.5% of the money. Let's be honest here. Business, and especially when you're working for someone, is very corrupt. It just is, but you got to know how to play the game. You feel what I'm saying?
How would you feel about that? Would you not want this person charged for that crime? Listen, if my employer even stole $1 an hour from me, I'd be pissed. Thousands.
I will be
every single
pissed. Yes,
month.
you should be pissed.
Nothing's happening until you get rich, bitch. You cannot do a business relationship with a female, and I'll tell you why.
Is this his private thing? Because it's not illegal if this is his paid thing that you made public.
Somebody else. And the other person she's fucking is going to have the control over her mind, as opposed to you. And if he controls her mind and you don't control her mind, once she starts to pick it up a bit after a few weeks, a few months, whatever, and realizes how to make money on her own, or she's going to run off and pay her boyfriend, or them two are going to go traveling in Southeast Asia and she's going to work as she goes, or she's going to go to her boyfriend and say, look, fuck it, you type for me. Oh yeah, but you're always working. I have to do some traveling and you can't come. I want to bring you with me. Traveling is a great one because the thing about this business is mobile. If you can find a good Airbnb with good internet, you can run it somewhere else. So it's a good little caveat to throw in. And you're always working. Why don't you work for me so we spend more time together? Work for you doing what? Say, well, I have a webcam business. Oh, I don't want to do that. So, okay, I know you don't want to do that, but listen, come, let's have a meeting. Let's just talk about it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Fine. But let me explain it to you properly. In fact, I'll bring one of the girls who works for me. Your bottom bitch, the new girl, you go out for fucking a nice dinner. Your bottom bitch is the one who does the selling. You don't do the selling.
Facts.
The girl has to hear from a girl. And this is why your bottom bitch has to be trained. So
I ain't gonna lie though, bro. This sound like pimping. Like this right here. This right, again. Knew a couple pimps in my day. This was they play by play. Get the bitch to make the other bitch. You feel like this is sound like pimping, Andrew. I ain't gonna lie.
So important to have a good first girl.
just plain. I'm just being
that was
honest.
the girl that recruited for Jeffrey Epstein. Almost identical to what he's talking about here.
Yeah.
You guys remember. So this is why this is important, this portion right here. It doesn't prove anything, but it is one of the little pieces of evidence that they add in for the whole trafficking charge. Basically,
Well, again,
he
it
has a woman,
depends.
okay, who used to be a former police officer in Romania. She's the one who does the recruiting, the managing of the women. Why? Because women are much more likely to be roped into these kinds of things
By
if
women.
they're hearing it from another woman. So
Yeah.
when he sets up his organization, right, because they're accusing him of running a criminal organization, he has the woman who he calls his bondman, right, to recruit the other women. Okay. Now,
Look at my
there's
son.
some
The
transcripts.
disgust.
because they did some wiretaps, they see their phones, they see all their technology.
Okay.
So there's some conversations that they're using now. I want you to also know the context
Andrew,
the country's in.
Andrew.
Tate is a foreigner living in Romania as a rich person,
Trying to fucking steal from the government.
and he's also spoken about the reason why he left the UK to go to Romania is because, you know what I mean, laws are a little bit lax. They're not like, it's not as repressive. So this is how he talks about Romania and going to jail.
For anyone that watched my video, that's not what he says. He says he left the UK because he realized every country is corrupt. I want to go to a country that I can actually benefit from its corruption. He didn't say that the laws are lax. He said that if I'm speeding in the UK, for example, I can't give a cup $100 and he let me go. If I speed in Romania, I give him a little honey piece. Go and let me go. Like,
There,
he
okay?
didn't say the
This
laws
is
were
told
lax because that's
to
not
this
lax
PC,
laws.
And then there was a leak to the press.
Everyone has a cost.
Okay, so this is something that they
rather everyone has a price. I just want everyone to be every police officer, every everyone has a price. Like if I'm Jeff Bezos, I can give you $500. I give you $5,000 on the spot. Yo, bro, I got a speeding ticket. I'll give you 10 bands. Like what you need 20? Like what you need 30? Like eventually you're gonna take it. There's a lot of people there's only a small percent of people that have the morality to not take the money. Most people taking the money at a certain price point. He's just like Romania's price point. It's a lot lower than the UK's price point. I'm going to Romania. I mean,
Romanian court, so there's some, oh no, not a court in Romania. They're corruption free, as we all know. They put me in jail, I'm gonna walk in there with a pile of money like this. Boom, boom, this some hoes, this sells mine. I'm ready, put me in jail. I don't give a fuck. You take their court case, shove it up in my mouth. Get me out of jail.
The law says you're guilty. Jail! Don't go see a lawyer to talk about the law. I've committed multiple felonies. How much does it cost to make this all go away?
Also, when you're a real G, is that you're here, you're there, you're everywhere. You gotta go to Poland, you gotta go to Warsaw, fucking Dubai, Miami. Anyone who watches State Confidential knows I'm all over the place. So I end up with all these chicks just stuck in their house, sitting there, bored, completely in love with me. And of course, they don't go out. They're not allowed out. You stay in the house. You don't go nowhere. You're not, no restaurants, no clubs, nothing.
But here's even looking at private videos that are part of the police file from the the following passages from the context of this content. There is no doubt a deep lack of respect for the legal norms and a total indifference to the social protected values that the defendant gives proof of. Also, the attitude of disregard towards women in general, which he perceives only as a mean of getting his content released. In other words, making money. The judge cannot agree with the support of the defense in the sense that the video contents presents only one character and cannot be taken into account since the defendant exhibits the same attitude in the relations with the injured persons and is evident from the content of the conversations that are in these criminal prosecution files.
Basically, the judge's like, nah, the way you act in real life is how you're talking about these videos. So I'm not going to not use them as evidence. I cannot use them as evidence because they match. Let's get to the transcripts. Because people are saying...
Wait, you got more?
Oh, man. When I say, listen, and just a pro tip, if you're a criminal watching, do not use WhatsApp, okay? Do not use WhatsApp to do any of your criminal...
at least use
They
iMessage.
keep a record. There are records, there are logs, and it's easily traceable.
Bro,
Okay?
I'm gonna tell you this. Don't use your phone. Do not use your phone.
Yo, you having to break this
talking
message to
about- I have
niggas in 2023 is
Friends
crazy.
that were in instances where they crossed the borders and they have certain software that could tap in your phone and get the deleted items. You can always go get the deleted items.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why they have burner phones.
That being said, there are ways around shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? There's ways around everything. You just need to be prepared in that sense. You need to understand the software of the device you're using, hardware. What are the limitations? What can they do? Like, if I'm doing a legal operation, I'm getting an iPhone and I'm hacking that bitch. Because at that point, or not even hacking, because you can't hack an iPhone. But I'm taking components of it, rather. I'm taking components of the software, of the hardware, and I'm going to, you feel what I'm saying? If I'm Andrew Tate, I'm building a phone at this point. That's just me, though.
Don't use your phone.
Oh, yeah, the phone shit.
Actually, you have to use a phone, crack it, and keep on going. You know those flip phones? That's pretty much what you would have to use.
All right.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Or you could, again, use an iPhone.
These are leaked transcripts from the stenographer either in
don't
the court
have an
case
iPhone,
or
use an iPhone.
leaked from the prosecutor's office. The reason why they're doing this is they like the media attention being involved in this. The prosecutor may probably have some ego involved, and he wants to let everybody know I'm going to be the person who takes down Andrew Tate. And listen, it only matters if he's got evidence to back it up, and he's done some digging. And it seems that during their 8 months of searching and their raids on the compound, they found quite a lot.
Oh my God.
Okay, so this is how Andrew Tate apparently manipulates one of the victims into flying to Romania by promising marriage. Then discusses said victim as a commodity to be used for making money.
Nah, that's crazy.
Andrew Tate says, you have to understand once you're mine, you'll be mine forever. A woman never leaves her man, and I'll be the last man in your life. What do we do if we fall in love and I kidnap you to bring you to Bucharest? And then the girl replies, I don't think it's kidnapping if I want to come. First, I have to see in your eyes that you will never be able to live without me, and then I can trust you to show you everything. Bring a ring when you come. This is what the girl said. He says, can you be loving enough to be a wife, to always be on my side wherever I go, to talk to zero men besides me? You have to move to Romania with me to keep an eye on you. You're mine. Don't ever forget that. And she says, but can I trust you? He says, yes, you can. We'll meet in Romania, and I want to know you're committed and serious about marriage. Yes, I'm serious. And when she gets there, he's like, well, we're not getting married. I want to turn you into a cam girl. Okay. So they're basically establishing
that's crazy.
Getting these people involved in the whole business is through fraud. And if you remember what the guy said
that
earlier,
is fraud.
Some of the criteria that need to be met. Okay. One of them is fraud. And that's what they're trying to establish with these conversations when they're released. So even though this conversation doesn't seem bad to you, you have to understand by the letter of the law and how they define human trafficking. This is one of those elements that they might incorporate in order to make that charge stick.
Nah, that sounds kind of bad to me,
guy. Telling people, hey, I'm running a cam business, come down. He's like, I want to marry you. You're going to fall in love with me. You're going to fall in love with me. He gets them all the way down to Romania inside of his compound. Then he springs it on him with who? His bottom. So Andrew Tate says, you're not stupid. And he's talking to one of the victims. You're not stupid, and you can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing. And the victim says, webcam? And he says, I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. Some of the girls who worked for me, I use them to do other things, to move money or illegal things, documents, and I will never do that with you. Basically telling the girl, you're different from the others. I make them do the really illegal stuff. Again, they have it right here in the wiretaps, okay? Him admitting to this stuff.
You notice I'm
this
quiet
is
now?
going to be used in court. And you're going to have a hard time explaining this one away. What is this money laundering that you were doing?
No. Like, this is GG's. Like, I ain't gonna lie. The fact, because this is a phone call transcript. These are phone call transcripts, meaning they have the audio file most likely. Meaning, the minute the jury hears this nigga say, I money launder... This will be a quicker case than fucking Young Thug. I thought Young Thug was fucking packed up on the spliff with the nigga saying YSL is a gang type shit. This nigga, Andrew, it's like if Young Thug was on record saying YSL is a gang too. Like, that's crazy. Nah, this is crazy.
You can't go to the court and be like, hey, what happened was...
Yeah.
Scratch your head and figure some shit out.
Okay, so now here comes the next part. This is I think the biggest one. Tate's Angels, meaning the bottom, the two women. I mean, what they call them, bro?
Tate's Angels? This is math funny.
Charlie's? They don't want to say hoes?
Hey, man, listen. These are the women who work for him. The Ghislaine Maxwells. If you don't make money, we're going to have a problem. Punch yourself in the mouth until I arrive, because then I'll give you another 10, you incurable slacker. And the other girl says, I'll break you when I get there. And the victim says, what did I do? And the bottom is, you have 1 hour and 10 minutes to disappear. And the victim says, what did I do? You're down 20%, 4 days since you posted. And she says, if Andrew looks to see you, if you posted TikToks, you won't even have time to pack. You're flying off the balcony straight away. So, what does this conversation really mean? This is where this is important. It might not mean much to y'all because you're like, well,
no.
When they're taking this in conjunction with everything else, the fraud element involved, the coercion element, the aspect of like lying about what they're really going to be doing there.
Not only that, like I feel like all of the things you're saying, yes, is true. But for people, and I'll put it in layman terms, just connect one to one. You're saying that Andrew Tate is sex trafficking people, right? We proved the money laundering. Bro, you going to jail for money laundering. Your ass said it yourself. Now we're trying to prove that he's sex trafficking people, right? And keeping them in his property against their will. We have messages of a young lady saying, if Andrew finds out, you won't even have time to pack. You'll be thrown off the balcony. Now it shows Andrew as the aggressor. Andrew in an authoritative state, and Andrew as like the ringleader, because this one woman who's his angel, one of his angels, is then referencing that Andrew won't like an action that Shorty did, won't even explain to Shorty, talking about making TikTok. Like it's to create the same optics of no, Andrew's the aggressor in this entire thing, and these women are being forced here physically, not only mentally, not only emotionally, not only spiritually, but physically, he's keeping them here too. GG's, my boy.
The fact that this girl who works for Tate is saying she's going to be punching the girl 10 times when she gets there. That there's these threats of violence. The one saying, like, Andrew Tate gets home, you're going to be flying off the balcony. Is that literally? Probably not. But there is some element there of threats, of potential violence if you don't do what's needed.
Not needed, required. Wrong word,
these
required.
Are conversations that are happening in private.
Because the woman's implying that the lady that they're threatening should know what she did. Even if it wasn't discussed, even if it wasn't blatant, even if she didn't do it willfully. They're explaining it like you should just know, and the violence is gonna come because you should know what you should be doing. Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's very slave master, like master. If he see you, gonna whip you, because at that point it's like there's a lot of unspoken things that we may not say it, but it's like we know who's the head in charge. We know what we're supposed to be doing, why we're supposed to be doing it, and that person will then physically harm us if we don't. Same thing. Tough, Andrew. You might be going away for sex trafficking too. Because if I was the prosecution, oh boy.
You understand? They're going to take this into strong consideration
got money
in their case. They're going to be like, how do you explain this?
A good enough lawyer, easy with money. A good enough lawyer, I promise you. Like, if a good enough lawyer can finesse anything, bro. Like, the way that law is based on words, a good enough lawyer with good enough words and great semantics is going to win most cases. But then the prosecution also has to be bad. If you have two adequate lawyers that are like even, then it becomes who's dead ass right or wrong. But yeah, Andrew. That being said, Andrew is most likely gonna have the best lawyer money can buy, and he might be able to get out of this.
Oh, we're just joking. We're not gonna actually make her. Well, then why is the victim terrified?
But it's clip. If I was the jury, it's clip.
She's just lying and making. You think that's gonna really be a real defense in court?
Well, of course not, guys.
There's some people that are not gonna believe that.
Of course,
there's gonna be a lot of guys that are gonna be like, "Yeah, it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad." And you know why? Because they actually talk like that.
Nah, that's bad. Yeah, that's crazy.
They talk like that with their girls. The girls. I'm saying guys, but I'm talking girls do the same shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I swear, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. And people talk like that
shit crazy.
On a regular basis.
That shit crazy.
I was astonished at the fact, the language that some people use with their friends or with their loved ones. Yeah, but it's just, I'm just talking. It's just this, it's just that. Whenever you talk to them or whenever you check them, so yo, listen, you cannot talk to me any kind of way. You can't talk to me about you're gonna punch me in my face. Mm-hmm. You can't tell me that you're gonna kick me in my throat. You can't do shit like that. But you know, man, it's just talk. It ain't real.
These people are going to be super motivated to do this. Tate moved from the UK to Romania because the justice in the UK said it was too prejudicial and they were going to come after him strong. Romania is more lax. You went to Romania.
Not what he said. Again, I'm playing both sides here. I'm not going to let Andrew Tate's words go. You feel what I'm saying? That's not what he said.
Romania,
I got to keep letting that be known. That's not what he said.
Like, I'll because illegal activity. Listen,
I hate when
you
people
fucked around and you found out. You got to hold that L. Nobody told you to self-snitch.
That's not fucked around. That's not
like
fucking
people
around.
just getting on camera and just calmly admitting to criminal activity is so
It's
crazy to
crazy.
me.
Like, it's
People say,
crazy.
why would anybody do that? Why would people do that and be a public personality? Because some people got ego. Because some people don't know how to stay away from the fucking cameras because they head too big. Look at Sam Bankman-Fried, right? Dude ran
Okay, I'll leave it there. But yeah, I want to speak on what he just said though. I don't think Andrew Tate got on camera and shit like that because his ego is like inflated and like he has like a bravado that I'm gonna get away with it and shit like that. To me, it's more so I think this was his next scheme in how to launder money, clean like but the right way. Like it's a lot of people and a lot of drug dealers and like gangsters and shit like that get caught up in this same thing where it's like you're making so much illegal money so fast that now you're like, all right, let's pivot into a way to make clean money and make our lifestyles look clean at this point. So now we could be out with it. You feel what I'm saying? And that's when you get caught up, when you try to look clean. I think the same thing applied. I think if Andrew was in the shadows and in the cut doing what he was doing, he would have probably never got caught in Romania. But the minute he made it public and made himself public, now it's like, hold on, wait, where you get all this money? You feel what I'm saying? Now it becomes we got to look into it now. And especially because now he's making millions cleanly. So now it's like, where's all your back taxes? Where's this? Where's that? Because you feel what I'm saying? Because now, most likely with the OnlyFans business and all of his other latest endeavors, he's most likely paying taxes on those. Because those are public entities that people know about and governments will be checking on. But they're going to backlog. Whereas everything else now? What you feel what I'm saying? So I don't think it's necessarily Andrew just bravado and thinking he did shit. I think Andrew just made the wrong chess move. He blundered on the board. Again, using his analogy. He blundered. He left the file open where he was marching his soldiers forward and he damn near had the game in check. Like he damn near, it was checking, let's say checking 5 to 10 moves. Like it was not checkmate in 5, maybe 10. Like he was moving, but he fucked up. And then instead of being checking 5, he got checked in 2. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Did I say anything insightful? Let me know. Do you disagree with me? Is Andrew just a dumbass? You feel what I'm saying? Am I Andrew Tate stan? I don't think I am, but you never know. Niggas might think so. And catch y'all in my next reaction.